This is the ARRI AMIRA. It has the same cinematic 35mm sensor as its bigger sister Alexa, and yet it has shed all the extra weight and been completely redesigned so that it can be tailored to suit any camera operator's needs. It receives an upgraded electronic viewfinder which can deploy the best tools on set at any time. The AMIRA can be pack-a-punched with an ultra-high definition license and can be ramped up to 200 frames per second.
That's what the brochure says, but we're going to test the AMIRA at Silverstone.
Hello and welcome to HighSpeed. We are the ES broadcast team. My name is Theo, I'm an experienced camera technician. Louise is a young and upcoming photographer and operator, and Jack, he loves cameras. Today we're at the world famous Silverstone circuit.
What's this?
I don't know, have a little look.
Welcome to Silverstone,
Hey!
the home of Formula 1, the MotoGP, British touring cars and superbikes. But this weekend, home to the Silverstone Classic.
Awesome. A classic car show, historic racing and bumper cars.
Okay, Jensen Button, let her finish.
Your challenge is to equip yourself with an ARRI AMIRA and film a 90-second UHD promo for the event. Louise is a bit of a girl racer, so she will focus on retro 80s, 90s and noughties. I'm actually quite happy with that. Theo is the oldest, will focus his promo on classic cars, old Ferraris, Jaguars and Aston Martins.
I am going to hunt down James Bond's DB5.
And Jack, you'll be filming supercars.
Okay, let's get kitted up. I'm going with a simple run and gun setup, shoulder mounted with a Canon 4K 17-120mm lens. This is the same setup Formula 1 use to capture some of the action on track and get high-speed footage of the cars.
I'm packing a 4K Fujinon Cabrio 19-90. It's more compact and lighter than the Canon and was developed with ARRI, so hopefully the two will work in harmony to produce some quality UHD footage.
Now for me, the AMIRA is a touch heavy, so I'm going to lighten the load with my lenses. I'm going to do these 4 screws and remove the PL mount like so. Then fit the new EF mount. Just be careful not to damage the LDS contact pins. Try not to over tighten any of the screws. I can now clip on lighter EF glass and add some really cool new toys.
I set off towards the paddock to capture some of the best cars and hopefully bump into an Aston Martin DB5.
Whilst I set off to capture some colour and geography of the event.
This AMIRA is so easy to use. I'm using this EVF monitor to manage my settings. I'm not endlessly scrolling through menus and sub-menus to find the right setting. I can use this button here to deploy playback for the director. And I can use these buttons here to manage my exposure tools, such as waveform and peaking. Another very useful function is I can use these dip switches to manage my presets. I can control my exposure, white balance and frame rate. I can also allocate functions to these user buttons.
These Master Grips are so comfortable for me. The new upgrade from ARRI allows the camera to talk to EF lenses. So now I can pull focus, plus open and close the iris with these remotes.
my God. There it is. I am going to need something very special to film this beauty. This Maxima Head from ARRI is designed to be a much more professional product than other gimbals you see out there today. Accepting a 30-kilo payload, it outmuscles the competition immediately. I could even put an Alexa on this bad boy. The innovative mechanics keep everything in check, so if I want to change a battery or a lens, it doesn't spiral out of control. I could even call this a low-cost stabilised head, and I expect to see a lot of these in the rentals and the grip houses towards the future.
Whilst the boys were having fun with their cameras, I set off to film at the fun fair. Good. All right.
The AMIRA can keep up with all the high-speed action on the track and record fantastic UHD footage. I'm having a great time filming and I can't wait to review my footage as I go. You can see how this camera can be utilised in so many different ways. ARRI have made a camera which is simply a pleasure to operate, and look what we get to film.
As the cars were being put to bed and the podium celebrations were underway, we met back up to pack down the kit, and we couldn't help but feel elated.
What a day.
I'm so glad we were given the challenge to review the AMIRA on location. I don't think there's a better way of putting it through its paces.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been much of a challenge, it's been more of a treat.
I just can't wait to go through all the Ultra features with it.
Well, I guess there's just one thing to say now. That's a wrap. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you're interested in the AMIRA at all, give ES Broadcast a call. Enjoy the edit. Roll VT.